Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for bearing with us while we ran off to take our quick break and to let the dogs out because that's my life right now. Um, so far tonight, we have had a big, epic battle in this warehouse in the draft snarl against Pupil and his forces and the troopers of the Imperium of the Stellar Imperium, as well as had our own little Silver Storm in the warehouse. So who knows how far-reaching those ramifications are going to be.
Silver drizzle.
Yeah, it's probably not as big as it was in Emerald City, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And that is in the module for anybody who owns the Guide to Starhaven book. We rejoin our heroes as they are sitting in the warehouse, trying to wrap their brains around what just happened, where the Moonstone went, and what's going on with the Imperium. So I'll just jump in with them.
Captain, did you have an idea of what to do with that thing?
Part of me just wants to think about throwing them to the crowds and let them deal with them. But I think that would be detrimental in the long run, so.
Well, we would think if he was working with the government, trying to turn him into the government will not do us any good.
So, what can we do? I'm sure we have plenty of questions we'd like to ask.
No?
Why
Any ideas where we can stash them?
A few. We're not sure that any of them are particularly sound enough to hold someone of his shiftiness.
Alex,
Mm-hmm.
with well-informed, would I know a place where you could stash them?
Not necessarily with well-informed, but contacts maybe. If you wanted to reach out to somebody.
But I don't have contacts.
Or connected.
I don't have connected. But I do have hero points.
That's true. I thought you had the one that let you ask for favors.
No, I had to choose. I should. And I'm making a note of that.
Aelin has connected.
Yeah, connected is make a persuasion check to ask for favors.
For a hero point, can I have it?
Yes, you may.
At least for right now. I will buy it with my XP, I promise. Because I know who I want to call. I want to phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
Mama shark doo 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 doo
Do,
doo.
do, do.
Wow.
Mama shark doo 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 doo.
What the hell is going on?
Everybody's going to jail.
I can't.
I would like to reach out to everyone's favorite crime boss, Mama Kiger.
Perfect. All right. So when you call out to Mama Kiger, what do you say? What's your request?
Shit's gone sideways in so many sideways. We need to stash someone for a while. We need to turn him over to the authorities, but we need the authorities to be stable and have their shit together before we turn him over. So we need a temporary place to stash someone.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Whammies. Whammy. An 18.
You happy with an 18?
Not really. But I have luck points.
You do.
I would like to spend a luck point. Well, even worse.
But it becomes a 21, and 20 was the DC, so.
Flynn, by the skin of his teeth. That's his motto.
Yep.
And she says, well, as a matter of fact, I do have a place that you could hide a couple of ingrates for a little while. I have a warehouse up in the draft snarl, and she gives you the address of the place you're standing in right now.
So that place was being broken into by people. And people basically just blew up a bunch of chemicals and summoned some monstrosities and was either smuggling in or being ambushed by members of the Imperium.
What?
So you might want to take this one off of your safe havens or safe houses list, at least for a while.
Now, hold on just a minute there, Captain Flynn. You said that there are some dirty, no-good, profit-squeezing, lemon-sucking, star-con motherfuckers in my warehouse?
Yes, and at least two of them have developed meta abilities.
Shut the front door.
No, there's some sort of weird silver explosion of gas or whatever, and then one of them sped away unnaturally fast, and then one of them like summons psychic duplicates of themselves. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of unconscious ones here right now. I'm on a like comlink, so I'm gonna actually turn the video on and just selfie with a bunch of unconscious Starcon behind me.
Well, that is curious, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is the low life we have to keep in. We have to find a place to stash and show her people.
That's that church fella that's on the TV all the time, isn't it?
Yes, the one that was lowjacking the residents of the place and getting them hooked on some sort of metagenic and.
See, I knew he was no good news. Nobody who's good news needs to get on the TV and preach a fire. I tell you that much right now. That warehouse that you're in right now, it is being rented from me. I'm not usually in the business of revealing my client's name, Sugar, but I suppose in this case I can make an exception on account of possible invasion. That particular spot has been overseen by one of my non-family associates, a young Jiriad named Bran Cardone. You have a history with him, don't you, fella?
A little bit.
Well, he's usually whip smart and downright incredulous about people coming and going from his place, so I find it hard to believe he didn't have no idea about those Imperium fellas hiding out.
Quick out of character question for the GM.
Mm-hmm.
This is the jerk that was on the island, right?
This is the jerk that you... This is the pirate that tried to steal your shipment on your first mission. The little alligator with the
yeah,
with the sea shanty robots.
Hate, hail, and love his minions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one smuggling in the Imperiums. I don't think this is an accident. I think he's the one that's bringing them here. They were in transport crates when we arrived.
Whose transport crates?
Those ones, and I say pivot and point to the ones.
Well, Sugar, I can't read from here. Do they got a manifest? Who do they belong to?
I'm gonna go over and check it out. She's on speakerphone, so everyone else is hearing this too. So,
looks like the crates belong to Prime Consul Tamira Vaughn.
Tamira. At least that's who's on the manifest.
Well, that don't make a whole lot of sense. Those alliance types seem like honest folk. But I guess she's a politician, so what do I know?
Well, we know we've been dealing with at least one shape-shifting individual. Who's to say there isn't more?
True. And any chance that these could have been forged?
We could check.
Yeah, if anyone could successfully forge it, I'd say Bran. It's the person I'd hire for it.
Space Gator. Did I make it? Would I make a deception check to spot that it's a forgery?
I would say a technology check.
Nah, it's not my fortitude.
I said. I love when Mama Kiger shows up.
Well, Chimera, would you be able to tell if this is a forgery?
I will attempt to examine it with my knowledge preserver tech. GM.
Yeah. Or no, just a regular technology check. Just a
Regular tech check.
Yep.
Regular tech check I can do too. All right. Flamo. A 31.
Yeah, this has been forged. The DC was 30, so as you're going through a Chimera, you can see that it is a very, very good hack, but it is a forgery.
Mr. Zalin, while the quality is exceptional, this is in fact a forgery and not a genuine article.
Any indications as to who the author was?
Nudge, nudge, GM.
As a matter of fact, the successful hacker does not leave something in there saying, "Hey, I'm a hacker."
The hacker skills were in fact too good for such obvious tracery to be determined.
Well. Alara, Ursa, any ideas?
I mean, so we can hold people here for some time, I suppose, is what was being said. But more to the point of these crates and this other pirate, which we probably shouldn't have let go that time.
Well,
Wow.
Not sure what else we can do if someone's impersonating someone in the government.
Well, if we would like to potentially clear our names, we could use this as a way to get the Prime Consul to come to us here. We have hard evidence, though we know it's a fake, that she is willingly letting the Imperium enter Starhaven.
Would be useful leverage so we can move around the city freely again. I don't know where our thief is going to end up, and I don't want to have to sneak around.
This is true. Captain, we do have the Prime Consul's number, don't we?
Jonesy's having a brain fart.
Yes, you guys do.
Yeah, we do.
Well, we could cook up our own batch of forged information and send it to the Prime Consul and have her meet us here. She would not know that it comes from us, and we can be ready to deal with whatever she brings with her.
We don't even have to cook up anything. I think just a shot of unconscious Imperium troops and the manifest with her name on it would be enough to get her attention to come here.
Yes, but do you want her to bring all of her guards with her as well? Because once they see us, they're less likely to want to negotiate, we think.
Well, my hope would be that we can use some back channels to get the message to her and not say it's us, but hey, you're obviously being set up. We need to unset you up, so you need to meet with us.
Oh, I like this plan.
What do the others think?
That works with me. It'll help us get our name cleared, and that's certainly important right now.
Ursa? Are you alright?
I'm fine. I am ready to do whatever needs done.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yes.
Okay. Just can't afford for us both to not be all right now.
Well, I suppose, given the circumstances, we're as all right as we can be. So let's do what we need to do to get our name cleared, and then we can go after the Moonstone. Again.
2 more.
Chimera, we would like your opinion as well.
As always, Mr. Salen, I stand ready to assist you in whatever endeavors you see fit to pursue.
Yes, but with your logical matrix, do you believe this is a wise course of action?
We are approaching the boundaries of logic in terms of the powers and motivations of the beings that are scheming. Perhaps intuition will guide us more readily than logic.
Well, we are sort of surprised by that answer. But we think it is a good development. Captain, do you want to do the honors? It seems we are of one accord.
Question is, how do we get the message to her?
We have her direct line. We could relay it through several locations so that it does not come from your connected device. With Alara and Chimera's technical prowess, we should be able to mask any tracing that they could do. Or we could give it to Watson, and she taps him on the head to do the job for us.
Do you want me to go meet the Prime Consul?
No, we want you to send a message through many channels so that it cannot be traced to any one of us.
I can just go say hi. I'm not wanted for high crimes and treason.
Yes, but you are a fully mobile, sentient preserver artifact. That would
You're also a jerk.
You want
there
it
is-
for
there is
parts.
that. It would be bonded for parts, or at least study. Then they would take you apart and try to put you back together and fail miserably, and then you wouldn't be you.
That does sound bad.
May be good for us, but not for you.
Might be better.
Maybe Toasty could send the message.
Do we really want to continue to rely on a fifth-dimensional being whose form is that of a toaster in our three-dimensional mindscape? Besides, we should be able to solve problems ourselves.
That and Toasty might just think it's funny at first. Run into problems. So,
I think that's more Watson. We think that's more Watson.
Toasty has a surprised emoji on his screen. Me?
If we let
Question mark?
if we let the preservers do everything for us, we are.
So, Laura, Chimera, anything you're up to masking my message?
I should be capable, Captain. Though I might be better off helping Chimera.
Yes, perhaps together we can accomplish this more efficiently.
That will be a regular technology check.
Okay, so I guess I'll wait for the assist.
Yep, because your technology is way better than mine. Oof. Okay, well, I don't want to be that bad. There we go, 21.
21 will give you a +5, Chimera. It's your technology check.
Excellent. Ooh, And with +5, that is a 36.
Well, with a 36, you are definitely able to get an encrypted secret message that will not spoil your location. on its way to Prime Consul Tamira Vaughn. What do you guys want the message to say?
I suppose technically it needs to spoil our location, but not who sent it, because we want to bring her here.
Yeah. Well, the location's gonna. She's not gonna know that we're at the location.
Right.
Based on that, so
Okay, awesome.
the message sent out will be a text message.
With pictures.
No matter how much that pains me.
I'm picturing the Grant Gustin like over the tombstone with some stellar
This
Imperium
you?
guys.
New phone, who dis?
New invasion, who dis? A picture of the forged, documentation and her and the guards unconscious, going. We seem to have a problem. And you seem to be at the heart of it. At least that's what we're led to believe. I'm not buying it though. We'd like to help clean this mess up, but we need you to meet us and not bring the entire garrison with you.
Come to this shady warehouse alone.
No, he's not. He didn't want an entire garrison.
Mm-mm.
I specifically said that, not alone, because I didn't want,
Alone makes it definitely sound like it's a trap. You allow them to bring some guards, and they go, "Oh, we feel protected. We feel overconfident."
looks at all the unconscious minions. Yeah.
Yes.
She will send a message back, and she'll say, "I'll be there in an hour." Does anyone want to do anything crazy during the hour before she gets there?
Gonna go into a trance and just keep tracking that guy.
Aelin will see if there's anything else within the crates, or if there's any, especially the ones that the Imperium soldiers came out of. If there's any of their equipment left behind that's in there, or any other piece that maybe could help give some more info.
Give me an investigation check, Aeon.
That's not a great skill for me, but I will roll it anyway. I got a 15.
As you're looking through, you get a couple of things. You think that these soldiers have been in this crate for maybe a little over a week, just based on the smell and the supplies that are rationed and the trash that's in there.
Okay.
The things in the warehouse seem to be mostly centered around technology that can aid in hacking or sabotaging infrastructure. You do find some minor plastic explosives, general things that with your experience as a saboteur and a smuggler, you're pretty sure you could use to aid in toppling a civilization.
But they've been in the crates. There was no sign that they had exited the crates at all
No,
for that week. Jeez, okay.
definitely not based on the smell.
So, I would like to use some of that explosives. So what I want to do is make sure that our hover sled is in a convenient spot, and set up some of the explosives so we can blow a hole in the wall to make an exit to this hover sled if things go sideways.
Excellent.
Is the crew good with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if they just want to capture us and take us in for questioning, no.
I asked them not to bring a garrison. Doesn't mean they won't bring a garrison.
Right.
Excellent. So after an hour passes, you do hear somebody approach and you hear a knock on the door.
No? I
Which
will
door? Because there isn't a front door anymore.
The loading dock. Oh, I guess there is no door over there. That wall
Yeah.
is destroyed.
That wall was destroyed.
Then
Oops.
never mind. Retcon that. She doesn't knock on the door. She does sort of poke her head into the rubble. You see she is by herself. She's dressed sort of surreptitiously in a trench coat. She does have a hood up over her hair and her head. And she sort of looks over her shoulder. She looks in and she steps into the warehouse. Somehow I knew the 5 of you were at the middle of this.
No, it
And
wasn't
yeah.
a major stretch. So
And yet you came alone, or do we have an entire company of Aegis guards waiting outside for you?
No, I'm here by myself. Aegis has lost their mind, and my forces are tied up in bureaucratic nonsense by Deputy Director Francois Lassine.
You came alone. Does that mean you trust us?
I trust you more than the people in power right now. I'm supposed to be the person in power, but the Terrans have seized control. Daedalus has lost his mind.
It is possible that you are not dealing with Daedalus, nor the Terrans. But come on in.
Sort of looks at the Stellar Imperium guys. You don't say.
Come on in. We have a gift for you.
For the record, I haven't seen Daedalus take his helmet off since he came back.
With as vain as that one is, we would expect he would be preening at some point in time.
I don't think he's left that whole suit of armor since he's come out of the robot forge.
Well, come out of the doorway. We're not going to bite.
She will step in. You do see that she has a blaster holstered on her hip.
Did she take her hand off of it? Because I'm assuming she's had it on there this entire time.
Yes.
Okay. We present to you at least one person who is responsible for a lot of chaos within Starhaven. And Aelin will kind of kick Pupil forward towards her.
He sort of staggers forward. I've had nothing to do with the destruction of this city that wasn't requested by its citizens.
No, but you are responsible for attempting to addict citizens to a mutagenic liquid that would cure them of their ails, then allow them to suffer them again, just so that you could continue to inoculate them with whatever it is you use to make your genetic monstrosities.
That's a big accusation.
Did you not see the did you not see the
Jumbotron.
dome?
Tamira sort of looks at him like, we all saw the dome.
It was all over the dome.
People
Besides-
says, I'm not the one you need to worry about corrupting or harming your citizens. It's him. He indicates towards Chimera.
Curious.
I don't think that we're worried about him.
You should be.
Oh. Elaborate then.
The Preservers left the Chimera units to maintain Starhaven as a free and empty settlement for them to return to. Each of them has a kill everybody else button inside them.
And you know this from what, your own personal preserver AI that you've uncovered within Starhaven?
Chrysalis is not an AI, she is a god. You dull creature.
Looks over at Watson. Chrysalis Ringham? Memory circuit?
Oh no, she's not a god, she's crazy.
We figured that.
She's like me, but with VATs and stuff. I don't have VATs.
How fortunate for us.
Just you guys
VAT
wait
free.
till I get VATs.
VAT free for 50,000 cycles.
It's made in vats? Aelin just gonna smile, baring her fangs at Pupil.
And he looks at the Prime Console. He says, "It's not like you can hold me right now anyway." Age is losing its mind. You all need my help.
Do we?
If there is
Truly?
if there is an Imperium invasion and Starhaven is folded against itself, yes, you will need my people.
So you can turn them into massive creatures, rob them of who they were, slave them to your preserver AI?
I can perfect them, make them what they are intended to be.
We don't think that's a good idea.
But even beyond giving the gift of Chrysalis, I have people all over this city, in places that people don't think to look. I can mobilize a force to do just about anything you need.
In
Intelligence,
exchange for what?
my freedom.
Survey says, eat.
It's far too high a cost.
Oh, I didn't realize you all had an abundance of allies you could call upon for help.
Not an ally. You literally just tried to murder us.
Just the Chimera unit.
I don't recall that. I recall your monsters attacking my sister and I, actually.
I kind of recall you shooting a disintegrator ray at me, so yeah.
So just the Chimera unit. How?
Well, until you brought up the disintegration ray. I was going to mention that I did not have control over the monsters after you took the staff from me.
We didn't take the staff from you.
After the Imperium Hound took the staff from me.
Which was after your monsters attacked.
Just the Imperium
You-
forces, and
If your modification of Chimera units is as effective as your dissembling, I would decline to experience such modifications.
We think that you have not been amongst people who have a capacity for thought and reason recently, have you, Pupil? You have your sycophants who do whatever you ask, and therefore you are stumbling when talking to people of higher intelligence.
my children believe in serving the greater good. I'm not used to working with individuals who believe in serving the greater self.
We're literally trying to stop an invasion, asshole.
2 of them.
Was that before or after you started the riots?
You were serving yourself by making pliable individuals that you could mold and shape as you wished.
Literally.
I was helping people.
We call that slavery.
We're helping people temporarily.
Who's to say that's not the greatest ability that I can come up with for now?
Well, then we find your... we find you wanting.
I forgot all of you have miracle medicines that can cure everything immediately and keep it cured forever.
Were you willing to pass that out with no qualms or...
No, I'm saying
Riders?
that I couldn't invent it and you don't have it either.
Also, you had tracking chips implanted in the medicine. What was that?
That was to keep an eye on the people of Starhaven.
Oh, to keep an eye on them, right? Because that's not crazy.
Vision of privacy. You know what? We're done with this conversation.
Look at the
We're
smart
out.
comms you have in your pocket. That's a tracking device you took voluntarily.
Yeah, and we know that, and we took it voluntarily. We didn't take a medicine thinking that it would make us better, and then people are just surveilling us constantly.
You'll be begging for my help before the end.
I doubt
Bastards.
it.
Is one of the crates still in a good enough position that we can put him back? You can put him in it.
Yeah, I'd say you could probably lock him in one of the Imperium crates that the guys were hanging out for in a week.
Ayla knows which one smells the worst, so she points that one out.
What do you do with the werewolf?
Did he hang out? Did he run off?
He's hanging out. He's here.
Just sitting down, like, all right, guys.
And what was he before werewolf?
He was a child of Chrysalis.
That tracks. That tracks.
Mhm.
And he just listened to Aelin call him stupid.
So, Flynn will take the werewolf aside and play the little clip for him where he basically, Chrysalis people confesses to lowjacking everyone and that it's short term and not everything else, and see how he reacts.
He seems irritated
At us or at people?
at Pupil.
So, what's your name, young man?
Carvon.
Well, so obviously we have an issue with people doing that to people against their will,
I
without
have
their
an issue
consent.
with him doing that to people against their will.
We have an issue with a whole bunch of the Starcon's Imperium agents invading Starhaven. Would you like to help us out in dealing with these issues?
Of course. I signed up for the children to do the best good for the most people I could.
Well,
I wanted to help people.
Did what you could.
and how comfortable are you currently feeling with, well, your new form?
Itchy. He like scratches. But I think I'm getting the hang of it. I don't know. I've never been furry before.
Oh,
You
Chat's gonna have a field day with that one.
I was a Piscean before this. I was a fish man. Now I'm a fish wolf man.
Oh, all the powers of a fish and a wolf. A dangerous
Predator of the-
combination.
A predator
Bad
of the
jokes.
land and the sea.
Bad jokes spring to mind.
Wolf shark? We'll workshop it.
I'm a werewolf shark.
Well, obviously, there's something going on with Daedalus, the forces of Aegis, and the Imperium. We would like the Chancellor to, well, stay safe. Do you think you can help make sure you can help guard her, protect her?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have anyone that you trust within the children that could potentially act as agents to help out within the city? Much like Pupil said, he had people where people didn't think to go and could call on them to help us.
Sister
With-
Angelica is the best at that.
Sister Angelica has been changed by Pupil into one of those, into something similar to the creatures we faced earlier. If I remember correctly, she was morphed by
She
his-
was melted into goo and killed.
Yes.
He seems really pissed about that. I can go to the children and see who is trustworthy.
Do you happen to know where Chrysalis is?
No, I've never been taken to Chrysalis. I hadn't earned that right yet.
You still have your smart com with you?
Yes.
I
Reaches into
will.
his torn white robe pants.
I
At least his
will.
pants stayed on.
It's the comics code.
I will. I will basically send him the video clip in place he needs to share it with anyone if they need proof.
I will go get what aid I can.
If anyone happens to be trustworthy that knows where Chrysalis is, you could send us the information.
Yes.
We would appreciate that.
Although I think your Chimera unit would know.
Why?
He was taken to Chrysalis. That's where he was made. When he was a human.
Chimera?
My knowledge of the time before I was a Chimera unit is fragmentary at best.
Where did you wake up as a Chimera unit?
GM nudge, do I remember that?
No.
We do. We remember Chimera. We found him in a hideout for some petty thugs running protection and other rackets preying upon the displaced of Starhaven. That was where we first met Chimera. We are not sure if that was where he ended up after whatever happened to him, but we remember that warehouse well.
Well, maybe if that's where he woke up initially. Do you have memories before that, Chimera?
Only ones that were recently acquired in the. Yeah, okay. I'm having a brain fart moment. But when we went into the guy's
psychoscape.
brain. Yes, the psychoscape. That's the word I was looking for. Memories gleaned from the psychoscape, if they can be trusted, may give some indication as to my pre-Chimera origins.
Okay.
That would potentially need Alara to probe your mind.
That would be most efficient.
We thought so.
Oh, I have a question. This is gonna be important. If I scoot in there and try to help restore those memories,
it will eat your soul.
oh no, that's fine. More,
I'm not using that anyway.
more importantly, will I have to stop tracking this new speedster guy?
Yes.
How can
This would require your full attention.
Then Alara will say, that's probably possible, but I'll have to stop tracking the speeder that just ran off. Perhaps we could go to that warehouse and then, have a look around. See if there's a trapdoor or something. Oh, or perhaps it will spark a memory.
Perhaps.
Well, doing so is possible, we would imagine. We can direct us there. We are not public friend number one. We are public enemy number one currently, and we don't think that's changing anytime soon. Is it, Prime Consul?
If I had any say, it would change, but it's Daedalus's law.
Which problem do we take care of first? Daedalus or Chrysalis?
I think the
Daedalus, we
Imperium
think.
might be the more pressing thing.
Yes, but the only way to truly fight the Imperium may be to actually have... If we think we know what's happened, the real Daedalus would be needed to quell this uprising of the Terrans so that all forces already in Starhaven would be able to defend it, both the Aegis and the current police force that Starhaven has. We do know where, at least, potentially a clue to what's happened to Daedalus may be. Are we up for heading there?
Is going to mind link with just Alara and say, so is your plan to track him forever until we get to go look for the Moonstone?
No, just until he stops. He's bouncing around. I don't know what else to do. We can't catch him while he's moving.
Indeed, but we have tasks that we need to do before we can go after him.
Yes, but if I stop looking, then perhaps he'll get on some other craft or something and leave Starhaven.
Even if he stops, what's to stop him from starting up again?
Well, if he
After
stops,
you've stopped
then
tracking him.
if he stops, then I'll know where he is. Then I can go, get him.
You're going to leave everyone.
No, not everyone.
They need us, Alara.
Yes, but we're so
And
close
you're just going
now.
to exhaust yourself constantly using your mind to track him. You don't know when he's going to stop.
This is true, yes, but we're just steps away from it. I was steps away from having it.
I know.
I thought we could just deal with the room, and then I'd get the stone, and then we deal with everything else here. But
I know, and we will get it, but I think that there is better use of your talents here, now, and then we can go after him afterwards. We'll find him. We always track stuff down somehow. It's up to you. And then she'll sort of cut the mind link off.
That doesn't feel like it's up to her.
She just won't respond.
Alara is going to stare off in the distance for quite a while. And then she is going to, I guess you would see a bit of tension release on her face, and she's going to walk over to Chimera, and she's going to say, all right, let's root around in there and see if we can, do you want to do with your memories first, or are we going to Daedalus first?
He'll sort of look at the rest of the group. Do we have a consensus as to our first goal? Will your mental exploration take a great deal of time?
Time is weird in the mindscape, but if it's memories that already exist and we're just bringing them to the surface, then maybe not.
I think that it would be better to get as much information as we can.
That might also be
Chimera.
useful in tracking down Daedalus as well.
Indeed. My thoughts exactly.
Prime Console is here. Alara will turn to them and ask, how likely is it that someone can get a craft out of Starhaven at this point?
Impossible. Daedalus has locked down the starport.
Oh.
The
Well, that's one
Farsiders
good
are
thing.
making a big stink about it. They want to leave.
Of course they do. Okay, well, that's one good thing at least.
Why didn't you ask about the starport?
Just had to make sure that that last Imperium trooper that ran off, don't want them leaving Starhaven.
Alex, can I text Mama Kiger and ask her to keep an eye on the starports for a fugitive speedster with that runs around with a blue streak?
Yeah, sure.
We want to make sure he doesn't get out of Starhaven.
It's also a Imperium agent, so
You want us to try to catch him?
Well, if you can, that'd be amazing. But if you just make sure he doesn't get away and get out of Starhaven, that'd be better.
Well, we'll see what
But-
we can do.
He is an Imperium agent, so I mean,
I do hate those fellas. I'll get Gluza on it, and she'll get a couple of sisters to go out and do her thing.
so
Awesome. So, what's the plan?
I think the idea is to head towards the Farsighter delegation, knowing that that's where the call to the historian went. And as we head in that direction, Alara can fiddle with Chimera's memories to see what she can uncover about Chrysalis. That'll at least give us information for hopefully after we've dealt with problems here.
Excellent.
Am I right with that, guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Laura, as you start opening the can of worms that is Chimera, give me a mind reading check.
I assume Chimera is not resisting this in any way.
Nope.
Then here comes a big old mind read of not that.
Oh, my brain!
Womp.
He accidentally crouches.
Sorry, it just takes a moment to tune to the right channel. Here we are, 29.
29. So as you start probing into Chimera's memories, you do sort of cut almost immediately into the visions he had as Agent Jones in the Psychoscape, because they weren't that far back, and they're not hidden by any means. That is information that he has access to. You're sort of giving... I assume you're looking at details that aren't just specific to the story that he was telling you, but to the environment around him, trying to get clues as to where he's been, where he's come from.
Yeah, and where that Chrysalis whole situation was, yeah.
Excellent. The Chrysalis situation. Hold, please. Is somewhere, I'm going to pull you over to the Starhaven map. Somewhere in the southeast quadrant of the city. At least I'm pretty sure that's where it is. Hold, please.
Holding.
Hold, please. Hold, please.
Going through the map, zooming in, balancing. Just really digging around in there.
Sorry, I don't want to lie and tell you it's in a spot that it's not. I'm moving at the power of Control F.
Just continue to poke around a bit.
my Starhaven book came today. I was super excited.
Oh, yay.
I got a little care package today.
Nice. Oh, come on. Where are you? Yeah, it's there in that southeast quadrant of the city. You sort of see this large towering structure out here, which you do recognize as a preserver structure, Alara. You also see sitting at the base of that structure is the ferryman, in his hooded gaze with the green lantern looking out at you.
Is he part of the memory, or is he interrupting the memory?
He is not part of the memory.
What are you doing here?
I just wanted to comment on the correct decision you made.
Well, it certainly wasn't for your approval.
As the spirit of the stone you are seeking, everything you do is for my approval.
I think you'll find very quickly that I don't need your permission to take the Moonstone.
I think you'll find very quickly if you don't have it, things will go poorly for you. As they have for your aunt.
Things haven't gone poorly enough for her. Not yet, anyway.
I'm sure that you'll make up for lost time.
Oh, I will.
And you don't know how she has suffered. And how she continues to suffer.
I know whatever it is, it's not enough.
The thing you're seeking is in this building behind me. This rogue AI. This tower behind me is called the Tower of Nightmares.
Lovely name. Did you come up with that?
No. It was other preservers that came up with that name, and it is apt. The things that exist in this building behind me are things that even 8th dimensional minds find terrifying.
And why are they here?
For observation.
Oh, of course. And why are you helping?
I'm not helping.
Oh, you're just being nosy.
I'm just pointing you in the direction you're trying to go.
Well, you know, I would have spotted the big tower if I was looking for it.
Not if you didn't know you were looking for it.
What can we expect within the Tower of Nightmares? You're going to be all...
Things that even 8th dimensional minds find terrifying, I told you.
Anything more specific than just terrifying things? I would have guessed that from the name.
Well, the nightmares within exist outside of your space-time continuum and have perfect intimate knowledge of everything that comes and goes from the tower, so whatever they do to you is probably going to be personal and upsetting.
Oh, so just like our recent little trip then.
But without the safety of being in the past.
Okay. Well, I've got some friends to report back to, so...
I am curious, why are you seeking out this chrysalis AI?
Well, I happen to like Starhaven. Don't want to leave it in the hands of rogue AIs or invaders of Imperium or Farsight of Variety.
Chrysalis is not an active threat to you.
Not to me. But I do... If we deal with Chrysalis, then that's one less thing that's in the way of dealing with Lady Celine.
The Imperium is your bigger concern. You should be looking into that.
Yes, they're on the list.
They should move up a couple of ticks.
Well, the top spot's reserved.
Just yours. I would go and tell the others about the new top spot. Things are advancing now that cannot be unadvanced.
Are the Imperium up to something more than just an invasion?
Starhaven is a stepping stone on their way to Earth. But the invader who comes is interested in presenting Starhaven as a prize to the StarCon, whether Starhaven is alive or dead.
So someone's coming for Starhaven as a way to get to Earth. What about that one spot in between? What about Farside?
Farside. If you're going to invade Earth and you settle on the moon, you may as well have started on Earth.
I had a feeling for a second there you were going to pull the alien resurrection. Far side? That shithole?
I did think that too.
Just his tone. His tone, he said, far side. I'm like, here it comes, here it comes.
Far side speed bump.
Wow.
In the grand scheme of things, baby.
That's that place with the gorillas that live on the moon, right?
Yeah, we don't need that.
And now the Crater Apes theme song to the tune of Freakazoids in my head. Crater Apes, Crater Apes.
That's be a popular song on the moon.
I think your priority should be Daedalus, but don't let me decide your fate.
Well, that's the thing about having friends. We can do more than one thing at a time. Can't imagine you have many friends.
Oh, snap.
I have no need for such frivolities.
Can't even pretend to feel burned, can you? Well, if there's nothing else you have to offer, so Tower of Nightmares, right over there. Preserver's coming, we knew that. Should be a big deal, of course they are. Is that it then? Or do you have, I don't know, is there someone else you want to, take away from me as well, or is just the one enough?
If you had anyone else I could take, I would.
Ooh.
My God.
Oof.
Ow.
What am I?
Yeah.
We are not properly chastened, as you may have guessed.
He knows Ursa's already left Alara in her mind. It's just playing
No,
out slowly.
she hasn't.
Sorry, he's seen season 2 already. Moon Civil War.
She will be stunned for a moment at that. And just probably mumble, "I'm not as alone as you think I am." Which she says rather unconfidently.
And the ferryman will not respond. He'll just lean up against the Tower of Nightmares and shush you away.
Shushes.
So I have the location, I have the name of the tower. Should I check inside? Is there anything relevant inside? I mean, we know what's inside. I don't know if there's anything else we need to know about that. The interior.
The ferryman looks over his shoulder. You want to go in there by yourself?
No. Alara's gonna bail out. If there's nothing else that... was there anything else that I'm missing?
No,
You
you
said
do
asking
get
the crew?
you do get the rest of the information from Chimera's vision in the Psychoscape. So you know about Agent Jones, you know about Agent Morales.
Right. Okay. I didn't know if I was gonna get all that stuff from before.
If you're able to pull all of the information out of Chimera's brain that Chimera found not relevant to share with the group.
What was that last? That I found not relevant to share?
Yeah. And I'll say, Alara, you also get some of the emotional response that the Chimera unit deadened. Sort of this feeling inside Chimera's subconscious or something that
Stop trying to give me feelings.
is clawing to is clawing to present itself, but is buried deep down beneath the homunculus.
The GM is in denial.
Agent Jones just wants out.
Agent Jones is no more.
Can be only one.
Awesome.
Oh, I mean, yeah, she would now realize that that is Hatrack's brother, so
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
that's gonna be a thing to say.
Yep.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Choo
So-
choo.
With that in mind,
All aboard.
she will exit the mindscape.
Out she goes. Boop.
Before Alara gets to share anything, we should check in with our people on the inside so that we do not have to worry about fighting our way into the compound.
Indeed. Do we have Zoth's new number?
867
5309. Shut up, Kevin.
Yeah, you would have
It's the same
Zot's
as
new
the-
number.
It's the same as the combination for my luggage.
It's
You
weird,
laugh,
everybody
but
has
that's
the same
actually-
number.
That actually is the passcode to get into the Marion.
Then Ursa will try to call Zoth, because that feels like the least alarm-inducing person to call.
Hmm.
Because his phone probably isn't monitored by people. I don't know.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is taking place as we are traveling across town, and I am driving the hover sled.
Mm-hmm. You have reached the office of Zoth Rope the Terrible.
He used to be a supervillain. He could do better than that.
That's
He was a very different kind of supervillain than Zoth is.
Your name was Taserface?
His name was Dakataku.
is that how you're answering your phone with everyone?
Oh, I should have made Rocket Raccoon instead of Chimera. What was I thinking?
You should have.
No, that's not how I'm answering the phone for everyone. I saw who it was.
I hope so, honestly, because that was horrible. Listen, we're trying to come find Daedalus. Is he there?
Why would Daedalus be here?
We heard that he was there. She'll put him on speaker.
We have traced one of the last people to have seen Daedalus to a location within the Farsighter compound. We're fairly certain that we're dealing with some shapeshifters or some people that have very good illusionary tech that are hiding the actual Daedalus while someone or some things masquerade as him within Starhaven itself. We would like to get into the compound and search where we need to be, and Aelin can transmit the coordinates that we got from the hack. If you can get us away into the compound, into this location without any of the other Farsighters seeing us, we would appreciate that.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll have Eric and Astaria meet you down there.
Wonderful.
And I'll send a couple of my troops.
Your troops.
Yeah, I started replacing some of the Farsiders with anime
Oh.
angels.
What are you doing with the soldiers?
If I tell you, it's aiding and abetting.
We think you already are?
No, I mean, if I tell you, you'll be aiding and abetting my crimes instead of just me helping your crimes.
Oh.
Okay.
All the crimes.
Let's just say there are a lot of things in this city that will eat something if you pay them enough.
We
I
are
do
quite
hope
aware
that you're
of this.
picking the worst of the soldiers.
They all kind of suck. I get the impression that Zoth handpicked most of these guys.
More for their willingness to submit to his rule than for their brains.
Yeah.
Yes, that indeed does sound like Zoth.
We got about half of them swapped out.
Wow.
Chomp, chomp, chewy, chomp.
I've got to build more robots before I can swap more out, but
Wow.
Okay, well, we'll see you soon then.
and leveling up.
That went well.
Indeed.
Hopefully your sister is fine in there.
Yeah.
Her expression does not look fine.
Watson says, which sister?
We're specifically speaking to... Why do we bother?
I will throw you out of the spear.
I'm just saying you have another sister who is in a hazardous situation right now.
Quite frankly, do not care how she turns out.
I thought she was the cold one.
I thought she was a cool. Shut up.
I think you might actually be from another dimension now.
Congratulations.
Can we not, please.
She's supposed to be
You-
the good one.
Do you want me to hold another apple?
Yes.
No.
You see, he was going to reach into his chest compartment, and then he takes it away when you say no.
I'm just frustrated, okay? So let's just focus on the mission at hand.
Good choice.
Is Laura gonna fill us in?
Whenever she comes back to normal consciousness,
Yeah, you wake up
Would-
around this time.
Our scene was happening when your scene was happening.
yeah, I didn't know the timeline. But
Scenes
yeah,
have been double parked.
so yeah, as she pops out, she will mention the location in the southeast quadrant of the city, the aptly named Tower of Nightmares. She'll of course mention that it has beings that eighth dimensional beings fear, that exist outside time and space and all of that stuff. I don't think she's mentioned the ferryman to anyone before.
We all saw it
Right,
in
you
the
did. Okay,
mindscape. But
so
we wouldn't know if you had encountered him again. Unless
so
you tell us.
Yeah, she would mention seeing that person again. Probably not everything that was said, but at least a warning about the Imperium invasion.
Well, we did want to put that down as quickly as possible. Having the information about Chrysalis was more about having that for later.
So that does remind me that when we got Gillis, he was in a preserver.
Held by a
Sure.
preserver mummy?
Yes. Maybe it's not a shapeshifter. Maybe he's possessed.
Perhaps.
Or in fact, a technovirus infection, something like that.
How many times can one man get possessed or kidnapped?
I don't know. Well, let's go ask Chewie Olsen.
Look, every series needs a Jimmy Olsen.
We would-
Speaking of,
Ours just happens to be Tony Starkius.
We would assume it depends on how often someone gets rescued. If it is kidnapped and rescued once per day, then every day.
Definitely feels that way. There was something else in there.
I'm just wondering if there's any way we can figure out whether, the preserver mummy has anything to do with Daedalus' current behavior, or if it is the case of a doppelganger running around with him, or mental coercion.
You would think we'd have to go back to that location, and it's sunk beneath the moon's surface again.
I'm just wondering if anyone who knows more about preservers can maybe tell us something. Watson.
What do you want me to say?
Is there a way for you to tell us whether or not Daedalus is currently, I don't know, picked up the, I am an evil despot bug from a preserver?
Yes. But I would have to saw his brain open and look at it.
That's
I'm not
helpful.
against that idea right now,
That
which is
seems
probably
highly
not the,
inefficient.
From what I understand about this Daedalus character, he'd be back if I saw his brain open. He's cursed with immortality by your gods? By the
Our
Terran gods?
Laura, did you say you saw something else in Chimera's part?
Yes, before getting to the tower and everything, I saw it from the perspective of an Aegis agent, an Agent Jones. Looked an awful lot like that other Agent Jones that we know. Seemed to be something of him lingering within Chimera.
and Titans on steering wheel.
Yes,
I
didn't he
believe
get
that-
mistaken for an Agent Jones in the street the other day? Or today? I don't know.
Times were
Yes.
gaming.
It would seem as though there is a human element within me that was the brother of Captain's companion.
Oh, look, we're here.
Captain, what do you mean? We're another block away.
I have a hero point since we're not a block away.
Awkward scene change. Awkward scene change.
As a matter of fact, you are there, and sure enough, you do see Astaria is there to greet you, alongside Eric, and a number of suspiciously female Farsighter commandos.
Of course.
We think they are only too curvy for Farsighter females.
Well, that's rude.
No, we just remember the angels that we saw
Uh-huh.
in Dakotaku's.
Does he not know how to make male robots?
We think he prefers the female type.
He probably knows how to make male robots. He just didn't have male robots on hand for this job.
Yeah. He limits his options.
Shall we?
Astaria says, yes, please, come this way. Go with Eric and the soldiers. I'll keep an eye out here.
Ursa glares at Astaria as they pass her.
Give me an insight check, Ursa. And I'll give you a +2 circumstance bonus for the twin telepathy thing.
I have hero points, so I'm gonna spend one.
Brave choice.
Wow. Okay, 22, I guess.
You don't get the impression that she understands why you are being so cross with her.
don't care.
Fair.
DC, don't care.
So yeah, Astaria steps out by the hover sled, and the rest of you enter into the far side compound where Eric is able to take you down to a secret chamber. And he sort of looks over his shoulder. He says, Either I didn't know about this chamber or I had forgotten about it in my repressed memories, but nobody comes down here. I never haven't seen any of the soldiers coming in or out of this area, but this is where your ping syncs up with.
Well then, let's see what's behind door number 1, shall we?
Yes, of course. And he turns around, he presses a couple of buttons on a number pad, and the wall opens up to reveal a secret chamber beyond, where you see 2 people tied up back to back. One of them looks an awful lot like Valerius Cornu, and one of them is Daedalus.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that's where we'll end this week's adventure.
Wait, point of order.
Which hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, because didn't we talk to a Valerius?
You
We
did
don't
talk to a
know.
Valerius.
Didn't we melt a hilarious?
You think?
Yeah, I guess we don't really know. That's what I assumed.
You don't know that Phoenix is Valerius, and you don't, and you don't know that Phoenix is dead.
All the phoenixes.
Okie doke.
It's gonna be a really awkward room walking into.
Yeah, really.
I
Just
said
like-
he looks a lot like Valerius. I didn't say he was Valerius.
Oh, dissembling.
Mhm. Backpedaling like a Marvel writer.
Oh!
It's not my fault you guys weren't listening.
Bonus hero points for next session for Jonesy. Yeah, that's a sick burn right at the closed curtain. Yeah.
Nobody gets 0 point next session. Haha.
Hey!
Hey!
That's okay. I'm spending my power points to buy extra luck. So
Oh, okay. Fine. All right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight for Guardians of Haven. Our plot is thickening and not going in the direction I thought it was going to go. So that was cool. Yeah, guess I'll have some more prep time for next week. As for news around the network, tomorrow night our Gem Stars, including Calvin, will be back for their first big conflict as the Gem Stars. I'm really excited about that. Thursday we should have a new blog post up talking about all the different conventions that we'll be going to in the fall, including UConn, and I'll be at the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo the first weekend of October. And Friday our new episodes from YouTube will be available on the website. And next Monday we'll be back here again, same bat time, same bat channel for more Guardians of Haven. I'm going to give everybody a chance to say goodbye and plug anything they want to plug, starting with Kevin.
Hey, thanks for being here tonight, everybody, as I have far too much out of character conversation because I've been serious for far too long. And it's just not. But anyway, so the Chimera can has been opened now for Captain Flynn. I'm just going to pass it over to Jonesy at that.
Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. As far as other news to share, our friends over at Green Mountain Publishing have released the Mutants and Masterminds Mega Bundle. So all the first edition, second edition PDFs, like $500 worth of books, is available for $29.99. So for a short time. So yeah, if you like Mutants and Masterminds and check out some of the older stuff, it's a really great way to get it. Do it. I thought I could get down to Cat.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I don't really have anything to plug, but we really appreciate you, whether you're watching here or sometime other than now. With that, I'll just pass it to Andy.
Yep. Just echo everyone else's statements thus far. Thank you for joining us as we continue to derail Alex's well thought out and by the rails plans. That I'll turn it over to Calvin.
Yeah. Also, just really glad everybody's coming out and watching. Yeah, continues to be a super fun game to play in. And of course, gotta make sure to shout out the Gem Stars tomorrow, going to our first combat. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm very excited to see. And again, if you want to see more GM podcasts and gaming stuff that I do, it's over on the With Dice channel on the YouTubes. And I'll
Cool.
kick it back up to Alex.
Well, again, thank you, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful night. We'll see you next week. Make good choices and be good people.